So we were like, what is the difference between Russian and Ukrainian culture? Because like some people in Western Europe say it's the same, and you said like actually Russia was born in Kiev in Ukraine, but then after that you just had problems all of the time because there were two different mentalities, you said.
Yes, mentalities are totally different, and Moscow has like originated many years after Kiev. So again, Kiev is the mother of Rus, like we are saying here, and a lot of territory in Rus was in Ukraine. So we are like Ukrainians here, and the Moscow and Russians, they they are not consist only of like Rus people, as I can say it, but Russia is a big territory. So like a lot of how to say, not people,
different
like,
cultures.
Yes,
or?
different cultures were there, and like because it's a really big territory of Russia, so it consists of different parts, and that's why they have different culture, and they are different. And like people in Moscow and St. Petersburg, they are just like intellectual people, if to be like honest, and all the other parts of Russia, like small villages, that's there the problem is coming up, because there is a really like low
education, or
yes, education, like yes, that's what I want to say, that they are not developing this kind of territories, and they are only like again like Moscow, St. Petersburg, and a lot and some of the cities, they are the biggest in Russia, and Russia like have made us through many years of wars to like come into Soviet Union, also because of Russia's power, because she has a lot of power. It has a lot of power to us, influence, and in Soviet Union it was a process. Then like Ukrainians were in Russia, Russians were in Ukraine, and we just like mixed up, and our government has mixed up, but all that the Russia was doing to us, that it was like cleaning up our history, like our mentality, our culture, just cleaning it up, just to make it a Soviet Union, just to make it more Russia, not Ukraine, not to make like, not to develop other countries like in their own way, but just to make it one, and like with one culture, just just to it's like what Poland has made to us in like 1940, like to our territories like Lviv, so it was a process. Then they have made this territory more Polish. So that's what Russia was doing in Soviet Union. She has made it more Russian. So that's why we have lost some of our Ukraine culture. We have actually we have a lot of artists in Ukraine, a lot of musicians, a lot of writers, and Russia was killing a lot of culture revolutionaries, and she has been Russia has made them to go to the how to
Gulag?
say it? Gulag? Yes,
to the concentration
exactly.
camp.
And that's why these people wanted to make a revolution, like to straighten up our culture. And Russia has made them to go into the silence, So that's why now our culture is going to be strong. I believe in that. That's a a lot of music we are doing right now, that we will have a lot of like cultural development, like in all spheres. Yeah.
So if I get it right, it's this war is about like preserving culture, Ukrainian culture.
It was all of the time, and now it's just in more like terrible way. They are just killing us, and like all that we have built here in Ukraine, and it's all like in all material and like I don't know, mental way, as you can understand me, like what I want to say, that they have always been want to just to clean up all Ukrainian, just to make it Russia. So that's the point, that even now they are just clearing in their books, history books, that there was no Ukraine, there was just Kiev, just in 1 year, and there it was all Russia.
Yeah.
So they are just doing it the way that they want to, to say the world that there were no Ukraine.
And speaking,
that's why you even don't see a difference, because they have destroyed a lot of culture in Ukraine. Yes.
And speaking of the people in Ukraine, isn't it like there's a lot of connection between, or especially before the war, wasn't it like there was a lot of connection between Ukrainian people and Russian people, family ties?
You know, my mom has her mom in Russia and her sister in Russia. Yeah. And we are telling them truth, and they believe us.
Okay.
But many like Russian families members, like they are connected to Ukraine, they don't believe. They just believe that Russia is doing everything right.
So the Russian relatives, they don't believe their own
it's like
relatives.
Propaganda. It's a big stuff. Like they make people believe in propaganda.
Do you know this like from friends, or how do you know that? I mean, you have your own family. I mean, you have your own family, or part of your family that is in Russia, and they believe you?
They believe, yes, they believe. I also had some friends, because I don't want to actually talk to them much, because...
in Russia? Or?
Yes, in Russia, in Moscow, precisely. Yeah, and they have wrote me, when the war has started, only one time, and then just like, okay, we understand you, just like we are with you, and nothing else. Like they were not supporting like info, like, you know, they were not doing anything. They were just living their life in Moscow because there is good life, you know, and okay, they just maybe have some problems with tourism, and just going abroad. And that's like one time they have written me, and that's all. And they don't understand. I think they don't understand what's going on here, because even if I post something on Instagram, for example, and they see it, they don't write or don't do anything. Like, you know, it's okay.
Have you confronted them ever?
No. Why? What's the point? If they just don't understand it, I can't make them believe. So they just have to open their eyes, if to be like, to say it in words. Yeah. So I'm just glad that the part of like family members in Russia, they believe that's what's going on. But the problem is, okay, like 144 million of Russians. It's a lot of people. Yeah. But like, you know, a few, like I know, few hundreds of people, and even few thousand of people can't go to the government, do like not meeting, protests, because just the government will take them to the
prison.
Prison. So that's why they just don't want to make a protest again or go to the protest again.
And generally speaking, what's your opinion on Russian people? I mean, it's very clear Putin started the war. And I tell you this, in German television we always say like Putin did this and Putin does that. Do you... Is it the same for you? Do you say it's Putin or is it Russia? Is it the Russians?
Okay.
Do you make a difference?
Yes, of course I make a difference.
Okay.
Of course, government is. It's not only Russia is not only Putin, and Putin is not only Russia. Like to say like this, but the main point is like, I don't know, is it a propaganda or is it real Russians that, you know, I have saw some chats in Telegram, and when the missiles from Belgorod were hitting
the Russian city,
yes, Belgorod, it's a Russian city, and when from Belgorod were missiles attacks, Russians were just writing in their chats that that's great that they have hit some buildings here and that they have killed us and something like that. And I could have shown you like some of those screenshots in those chats, and that was just terrible because how you can tell that it was great that you have hit us with missiles, attacked us with missiles, and people died, and I don't know, people's life were destroyed, and city was destroyed.
Yeah.
So I'm just not sure if it's a propaganda that they just like that they are killing us, or is it I don't know, is it their real opinion? So that's the thing that I'm wondering about.
So a lot of irritation about the Russian people.
So I just don't know. Okay, like my family members, they are okay. They understand, but they just can't do anything. Like they are elderly people, or they have children, and they just cannot go to prison, you know. And that's why I think many people think the same way, that they don't want to go to prison.
Yeah.
And all of those people just can't at the same time make protests. So I don't know how can we just make a democracy. I don't know. I hope that they will do it finally, yes,
time,
because each like imperial will destroy like someday will be destroyed, or like will not be anymore like imperial. So I hope that it will be the same for Russia, and that they will like eventually have a different like president and a real democracy.
Do you think this will happen, or are you skeptical?
I hope so, but I don't know if it will happen because, as I said, like I don't know what is in their minds, because when they write those things like to us that they are so happy that they are like attacking us and something like that, that I don't know, like even when you know, our army, like our soldiers kills their soldiers. Okay, yes, we can say some ugly things, but because like we are defending our territory. But we just understand that this like soldier was also someone's son, someone's husband, someone's brother, and okay, like 100,000 Russians has died here. So like for statistics. I know that many of our soldiers have died. So that's terrible. That I don't know, just and that's why I'm skeptical about Russians. That if they have really believed that we are so dangerous for them, that we are attacking them, and they are doing it, but they are doing it in the ugly way. They are just destroying everything, and they are just killing not only soldiers but children. And you know those missile attack in Dnepr, it's our city.
Yeah.
It was
Where
just in the
50,
little
50 people got killed. Roundabout, we
just
don't know it.
living building. It
Yeah.
was it was a day of, I don't know what was the day.
I think like
It
4
was
days
a-
ago,
yeah.
15th of Jan, 14th.
Yeah, it was celebration of like old New Year. It's like the name of our like day 13 and 14 of January.
Yeah.
So people just were sitting at home and celebrating, and then just this missile attack. So that's why I just don't understand. It was an aim, because it wasn't like going like somewhere, and it was just exactly hit this
Precisely,
building.
you
Yeah,
say.
precisely. I
Okay.
think I think precisely.
Yeah.
Because the same thing was in Izum, in Mariupol, like in many places.
Yeah.
Not just like one. I don't know how to say, like one entrance to the building, second entrance, and like different entrance to the building, and like one of these just was completely destroyed. And I think that the whole building will be rebuilt. And
You said, Alina, you said that your boyfriend works for police.
oh my god, I'm sorry.
I said again, no worries. Alina, you said your boyfriend, he works for police. Are you afraid that he has to go to army and has to fight or something like that?
Yes, of course, I'm afraid. I was afraid even like in the start of the war. You know, he was a student.
Yeah.
He was
How old is he?
21.
21.
Years old, yeah. He was on the 4th year of his studying in in university connected to police.
Okay.
Like then you graduate, you have to go to police and work there for like 3 years maybe. So he was on the 4th year, and it was almost the end of it, and he has to go to practice like in police station and work there for 3 months. But then the war started, and he just have graduated just as the war started. So they made it like this, and he started to work, and it was. I was afraid because like every day it was missiles attacks, even airplanes attacks, and also a lot of groups of people that were like one
Sabotage?
moment. Not sabotage, but they were working with Russia.
Okay,
So,
spies.
yes, spies, and police with the security service. They were
Fighting.
looking for them, and then just asking them questions, like this, and that's why it was dangerous here in March, in April, dangerous,
But that
now,
was as a work as a policeman, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but when the war started, it was like a chaos in city. It was like a chaos. So police and security service, like all of the all of the services were working like together, connected, to find all these groups of people that were working with Russia, or just to find people, just ordinary people that were working with Russia. Collaborators, yes. And now about your question, of course I'm afraid, but I'm afraid that also policemen will be like obliged to go to the war.
Yeah.
So that our government can can make like an act about like the police are going to be at war too, because maybe it's not enough people in our army, or maybe policemen will use to like an officers, like commanders for different battalions, maybe something like that. Of course, I'm a friend, but I just don't want to think about it, because now here we live. We want to live, just to live a day. Like we have a day, we are glad that we can live it. and that we appreciate all the moments. So I just don't want to think about what happens what will happen probably in 2 months or in a month. So
What does your boyfriend think about it? Is he afraid?
I think everyone is afraid because fear, is a good sign actually. It makes you like a person, like a human. But he says that he will have to go. Like, not that he is obliged, but that he wants to fight for our freedom and not to be under Russian flag here.
Yeah, that would be the most terrible thing you could imagine.
Yes, because even all of these attacks, they are not so terrible than if I will see Russian flag here. Really, just precisely what I think about it, and I think everyone, if you ask someone in the street, will tell you the same.
What do you think? What can people from other countries? I mean, I come from Nürnberg, from Germany, from your sister city. How can they help you in any way? How can people like from Nürnberg help you here in Charkiw? What are your wishes? What can they do?
Actually, I think we have different spheres. We have people that homes were destroyed, or we have army that we don't have so much supplements, and even clothes for army, like for winter, because even if military has a great salary, but half of their salary or maybe more, they are buying for it equipment, just different equipment, and every day we have volunteers, donations. The volunteers are creating we have a monobank, and there is how to tell you, you can just put your money, donate there, and almost every day I see those see those links to donate, to buy some equipment or to help some people. And when those missile attacks happened in Dnipro on that day, 14th of January, a lot of people wanted to help, so we are trying to help in our ways, but from foreign countries also, I don't know, maybe for army some help, some equipment, because we really don't have money for all of that equipment, and clothes for winter, for example, and also I don't know, maybe to help people that are that don't have money and job, and that their lives were destroyed. So I don't know, maybe help with maybe help abroad. You are already helping, because really a lot of my friends tell that they have some money from government and they can have a job, and that's great actually, that your country helps, that other country helps, so we are just grateful for that.
I can guarantee you that the people of Nürnberg, they will not forget you. The people of Charkiw,
I will not forget you.
Thank
and
you.
that you really have come here from Germany, to Charkiw. It's really great that you can see it with your own eyes.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.